Today is my birthday, but unfortunately, I'm starting off my birthday with some news that really irks my nerves. It makes my blood boil. It almost makes me sick to my stomach. But I can't allow that to happen because I need to go out and eat Korean barbecue. But anyway, it was just announced, and this is not a joke, even though it should be. It was just announced that Karmelo Anthony is going to be allowed to graduate. Frisco ISD, the Frisco school system, they have decided to allow Karmelo Anthony to graduate because they had a little bit of pressure put on them. They had a few people accusing them of being racist. So now they are waiting, and I don't even know if they're going to formally expel Karmelo or not, but they're waiting so Karmelo Anthony can graduate, because that's really important. It's really important that Karmelo Anthony graduates. Now, if it was any other kid, you could kiss graduation goodbye. If it was a white kid, we all know how things would go. But because it's Karmelo Anthony, because he's black, he cannot be held accountable for his crimes. If you hold him accountable, it's racist. If you expel a black student for stabbing another kid in the heart and killing them, it's racist, right? Meanwhile, if a white kid goes to school with like a firecracker or something, they get expelled. But that's where we're at right now, folks. Officially, Karmelo Anthony is going to be allowed to graduate. And it looks like they're throwing him an early graduation party. This is just, it's like read the room. If you're going to do this in private. Why are you letting the world know that this despicable lying family and their despicable murdering son are all having the time of their life? They just celebrated Karmelo's birthday a couple of days ago. Now they're about to celebrate an early graduation. Meanwhile, Austin's family, they haven't gotten over what they're going through. They're still getting harassed every day. Austin's family is getting harassed. They're getting swatted. Meanwhile, Karmelo's family, they're playing victim while throwing celebrations with all the money they just raked in. Karmelo had a wonderful birthday with all that money they got. Karmelo's going to have an amazing graduation. They're going to overdo it. Only for him to hopefully go to prison for a very, very long time. But as much as we can complain about this, it's also funny when you think about the fact that they're going to be blowing through a lot of the money that's supposed to be for Karmelo's legal defense and his lawyers. They're going to blow through a lot of that before trial. They're going to blow through that celebrating Karmelo's graduation and his birthday. They got the balloons out there. Oh, it's a family cookout. Let's come celebrate our murderer son. But let me just dive into the statement. We are in arrangements of doing an early graduation, says Dominique Alexander. They have agreed to allow him to graduate. However, Frisco ISD had initially expelled Anthony, according to Alexander, after outrage over Metcalf's killing spread like wildfire in the upscale community where both teens attended different schools. They were literally trying to expel him, period, Alexander explained. Let's pause right there. So initially, they were going to expel Karmelo, or they did expel Karmelo. Now they've walked it back and they're allowing him to graduate. All because of the pressure that was put on them. And they're scared of being labeled racist, as if that word has any meaning anymore. They're scared of being labeled that, so they're allowing this murderer to graduate. And they're walking back the expulsion to allow him to graduate. Just absolutely disgusting. I can't put in words how disgusting that is. And the fact that they are so centered on this. We got to make sure Karmelo has his graduation. We got to make sure he does this. Why? For what? You think he's really going to use that where he's going? I can't. Now, I want you to understand that if he really got expelled in the way that a kid should be expelled when they take the life of another student, he wouldn't be able to graduate. So they had to walk back the expulsion as well. Not only are they allowing him to graduate, but now they had to walk back the expulsion. So we have a kid who literally murdered another kid at a track meet, at a school track meet, and the school system won't even expel Karmelo because they're that freaking scared. But you want to know who isn't scared? I'm not scared, which is why I've been putting out these videos speaking my mind. And if you guys appreciate that, because there's not a lot of other people out there willing to do this, show some support to the channel. You can support for free by liking the video, sharing the video on social media, commenting below, becoming part of the conversation. And also, if you're subscribed, make sure you have all of your notifications on. But if you want to take your support one step further, you can also donate to the channel via Cash App or Super Thanks. It's always greatly appreciated and especially needed when we dive into stories like this one, where I come out and say some things that I probably shouldn't say on this platform, but oh well, it is what it is. We're going to say and we're going to speak our minds over here. They can't take that from us. Now, when looking at this situation, I just think about all of the times kids got expelled when I was in school. I'm thinking about all the little things that people would be expelled for. When I got older, they put in a rule that if you even fight in school, both parties, right? If you fight, you and the person you're fighting, you're both getting expelled. These are the type of rules that I had in high school. And people were getting expelled left and right for all types of stuff. Oh, you got caught smoking a cigarette in the bathroom. You're expelled. You're expelled. You're expelled. Meanwhile, this kid stabbed someone in the chest, and he has not been expelled yet because the school system is freaking afraid to expel this kid because they've been threatened by the black community. This Dominique Alexander has threatened them that if they don't walk back the expulsion, that if they don't allow Karmelo to graduate, that they were going to protest and they were going to riot outside of the public school board or whatever building they were talking about. So they literally backed down and refused now to expel him, and they're allowing him to graduate. It's amazing to me that this is happening. It's not surprising, but it's like you couldn't even stand on that. You couldn't even stand firm in that position. Hey, if you kill someone at a school track meet, you got to get expelled. They couldn't even stand firm on that position without folding like a cheap lawn chair because they're scared of Dominique Alexander and his activists accusing them of being racist. But I'm not glad this is happening. But in a way, how can I put this? I'm not glad this is happening. I don't think he should be allowed to graduate. He should have been expelled long ago. But at least they're putting this on full display for the world to see. Because what does this tell you? I can tell you what it tells me. If the Frisco ISD, if they're scared to expel Karmelo, if they're letting him graduate, then that lets you know they are definitely hiding all of that other information about Karmelo that we heard about early on in this case. The school system is protecting Karmelo. The school system is scared of these activists. The school system is scared of racist labels. So if they're going so far as to not expel him and let him graduate, best believe they're hiding all of that information about what happened on February 2nd. All of the information we heard about Karmelo being involved in fights, the school system is hiding that. All of the information we heard about Karmelo bringing knives to school previously, the school system is hiding that. All of the information we heard about Karmelo assaulting someone at school on February 2nd, the school system is hiding that. The school system is protecting Karmelo in a way that a school system has never protected anyone. We got young kids getting victimized by their teacher every day. Every day when I get online, I see a half a dozen teachers arrested for doing weird, creepy things with kids. Those kids don't get any protection at all. There's horrible things. There's kids getting bullied. There's white kids constantly getting targeted and attacked and stomped out by black kids and jumped in every school across America, at least public schools. None of those kids are ever protected. But Karmelo Anthony is getting top flight security of the world, Craig. He's getting top flight protection from the school system. They don't want the information coming out about him that makes him look bad. And they don't even, they refuse to even hold him accountable by expelling him and refusing to let him graduate. But you want to know who can't graduate? Austin Metcalf can't graduate. And if Austin can't graduate, Karmelo shouldn't either. And that little diploma, that little piece of paper that Karmelo gets will be the last accomplishment that he makes in life. So I hope that they have a grand old time at Karmelo's early graduation party. Have a grand old time and just know that high school diploma ain't going to get you far where you're going, buddy. It's not going to get you far. When you drop the soap, your high school diploma isn't going to protect that booty, buddy. Your high school diploma isn't going to get you anywhere. But that's what they're so focused on. Because maybe, he might be the first person in their family to actually graduate from something. I don't know. But they are dead set on making or allowing Karmelo to graduate. And they've been fighting his expulsion this entire time while telling the world it's racist to expel Karmelo. And this is the mentality. I bring it up in every video. This is the mentality, and this is how far we let things go. We've let things go so far that now it's considered racist if a black kid gets expelled after murdering a white kid at a school event. That's how far we've allowed things to go, and now Karmelo's not getting expelled, and now he's graduating after murdering someone. We've allowed things to go this far. We sat by quietly and allowed things to get this bad to where we're at a point where black kids can stab white kids in the chest at school and not even get in trouble for it. They can still graduate. They don't get expelled. None of that. That's where we're at right now. It's not where we're going to be in 10 years. It's where we're at right now. This is happening in real time in front of our faces. So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep speaking out about stuff like this. But for now, you guys speak out down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all very, very soon in the next one.